what itch do you have? And how you going to scratch it? What itch do you have and how you going to scratch it, man? What's the dream? How you going to get to it? What goals are you going to lay in place this year with your New Year's resolution? Guys, I'm not going to lie. I have an itch that just won't go away. Have you ever had an itch that just wouldn't go away? And when I say it, you want to scratch it so bad, but you can't get to it. Have you ever felt like that before? It sucks, because when you want to scratch yourself, you can't. You're in a position to where you can't scratch yourself. And all you want to do is scratch yourself, but the itch gets worse, and it gets worse, and it gets worse. But eventually the itch goes away. Guys, eventually the itch goes away. I tell you guys all the time that God speaks through creation, and he speaks through every single thing that you're going through in life. And this is my goal and what I'm trying to do with my YouTube channel. Just trying to show you all the ways that God talks to you through creation, through your life, with everything that you go through. So I'm about to go into it today, just with talking about an itch. Do you have an itch? And we're not talking about physically. Yes, I'm scratching. You can see I'm scratching myself now because, I am itchy. And at least I get to scratch myself. But, guys, what are you itching to do with your life? What are you itching for? What is your dream? What is that one thing that you can't get out of your mind? It's the itch that won't go away. And you guys had an itch that won't go away before. Eventually, it goes away. The itch eventually goes away even if you don't scratch it. So, guys, most people in life, let's be real, because we talking about slaves, black people have went through a lot in history. So we have opportunities and privileges that our ancestors didn't get to have. So some of them had itches. Some of them had dreams that they wanted to accomplish. And it was always itching inside of them. They always wanted to do it, but they didn't have the opportunity to do it. So eventually the itch went away. They didn't get to ever scratch the surface of what that itch could possibly be. And so some of us, all of us actually, every single one of us, there's an itch that you need to scratch. And there's a dream that you need to fulfill that God placed within your spirit, within your heart. And if you don't do it, it's always going to be itching at you. So guys, this New Year's, Happy New Year, by the way. I should have started off with that. Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2020, baby. So this year, what's the thing that you can't get out of your mind that you need to do? What's the thing that you dream of doing the way that you want your life to be that you need to do? And I'm going to talk to you guys what it is for me. Guys, in 2020, every single year, I have a New Year's resolution. I've been doing this for the past 2 years, since 2018, and my life has changed ever since I've done it. So 2018, my word for that year was the word action. Action. Take action. Execute. Instead of talking about it, instead of just telling people my dreams, instead of just wanting to do something and letting the itch just be an itch, I scratched it. I started doing something. Instead of talking the talk, I walked the walk. And so many people talk a good game. You talk a good game about what you're going to do, but you don't do it. So this is the whole point of the video, man. New Year's resolution. What's your New Year's resolution this year? I hope you believe in New Year's resolutions. Because it's different for everybody, but for me, a New Year's resolution is a goal that I have for that year. It's something that I need to do and implement in my life, and if I don't implement it, I won't ever scratch the itch that's itching at me. I will never get to my goals and my dreams. So these are little goals that I have every single year that I need to do in order to get to where God wants me to be. So in 2018, my word that year was action. So, yeah. And then 2019, my word for last year was actually social media. It was social media. It was YouTube, more specifically. So, every single year, it kept on adding on to each other. I kept on getting more and more responsibilities because I was being faithful with what God has called me to do. And not only that, I just kept on getting closer to where God wants me to be. You get what I'm saying, guys? It was little baby steps every single year. So YouTube and social media, man, my stuff's blowing up. So, you guys probably don't see it on YouTube yet. But Twitter, man, hey, Twitter, Woo! Check out my Twitter page, troubledontlast. All right. Check out my Instagram, my Snap, my Facebook, LinkedIn. Follow me if you don't already follow me. I will follow back. So yeah, those are my New Year's resolution goals for last year in 2018. I may talk about that again some other time. But in 2020, what's my year? What's my word for this year? It's animation, animating. And you guys probably asking why. A guy he messaged me online on Twitter. He's actually the same guy that messaged me about. He messaged me about another video I did on my YouTube channel. So you guys check out that. I can't remember the name, but I will remember once I edit the video and stuff. So he inspired me to do that video, so I'm doing this one too, really for him. Because, guys, I'm going to just read what he said. You ready for this? I'm going to read what he said. So you guys can see the message. I'm going to put it on the screen on the video to where you guys can see it. But this is what he said. He said, man, I'm having a terrible time, man. I'm having a hard time of just finding pure joy in discovering who I am. Is it because I haven't moved out on my own and found the job for me? It's just so shameful people can sense it off me that there's something wrong, that I'm thinking a lot. I have a hard time speaking up. I pray and I pray and I pray, but there's got to be something I'm doing wrong. Guys, it doesn't feel good when you have a scratch, when you have an itch and you can't scratch it, right? It gets worse and worse, and it gets you anxious, it gets you worried, it gets you feeling bad. And this is what happens when you're not fulfilling your purpose, guys. And how do you fulfill your purpose? How do you get to the place where it's more than happiness. How do you get to the place to where you should be? If I ask you guys that question, are you where you should be? Are you in a place, in a state that God has for you and wants for you? That's not the way I'm trying to ask it. I mean, obviously, are you in right standing with God? But are you in right standing and in God's will for your life right now? And the answer is probably yes for a good number of us. But are you really doing what you're called to do? Are you really doing what God purposed you to do on this earth right now? And for most of us, the answer is no. So that's why this year, my word for this year is animation, because I actually feel just like you, brother. I feel just like you because I listen to other people as to what they think I should do with my life. And then I'm just going to talk about it, guys. You have to create the life that you want. You have to create the life that you could live with. And you have to create the life that God called you specifically to have. And when you don't do that, when you don't take ownership of your life, see, you're not taking ownership of your life when you don't do that. You're not taking responsibility for your calling when you don't do that. When you listen to your mama and daddy as to what you should do with your life. When you listen to other people as to what you should do in life. If you let other people influence you, the media influence you, the news influence you, just everything influence you as to and circumstances in life. You let all those things dictate and tell you what you should do with your life, you're going to miss out on God's calling and God's best for your life. So in saying all this, guys, that's kind of the place I'm in right now because I'm actually in a different boat than everybody else. See, I went to school for computer science. My dad has always told me, I've always been good at math and science. And if I'm being honest with you guys, on the ACT, this is probably too much information, but I'm honest and I'm vulnerable, guys. On the ACT, man, I scored so high on the science section. It's so easy reading charts and numbers for me. So on the science section, I made a 28. I never took prep courses on the ACT or training, which I needed. So, because I would have scored higher if I knew anything about that. But I didn't score that high. I scored pretty high on that. And then on math section, I scored a 23, 24. Because, I'm naturally good at math because that's all we did in school. Just math, algebra, simple. I do it all the time. I do it in my sleep. So then when I got to the reading and English section, it was actually a 14. I got a 14 in English and then an 11 in reading. So my ACT score was a 17. It pisses me off. The school system's rigged. But anyways. I don't remember why I told that story. I don't remember. Oh, anyways. So because I was good at science and math, my dad told me, you're an engineer. You were born to do engineering. That's what called to do. And honestly, yes, your parents are they're called to, and they should be able to tell what your purpose is in life. And not only that, they're that's why they're your parents. They're supposed to help you and train you up in the way that you should go. Just like the scripture verse says. They should train you up in the way that you should go, not the way that they think you should go. They should train you up based on your skills, your talents, and everything like that. And they should be able to tell you, what you can and can't do. But you can't let them make that. You can't let them make that decision for you, which is what I did. So like I went to school for engineering because my dad said I was good at math and science, and he told me you're an engineer. You're an engineer. You're an engineer. And so then I did computer science because I just hate engineering with a passion. Engineering was awful, but computer science was way better. Like it wasn't it didn't have that much physics and statics and dynamics. It was way better. It was so much simpler. But it still wasn't what I wanted to do. I've always, guys, I can't express to you enough. This is my itch. This is my scratch. I can't express to you enough just when I see a Marvel movie on Iron Man and I see a DC movie on Batman or Superman or Flash or Arrow, just anything. If I see a television show on it, Justice League Unlimited, or Shazam, just, we got crazy. See, back when I was a child, we didn't have this many superhero stuff, but now it's just like exploded. So like, I'm living in a dream world, especially when they do the crossovers of like, Legends of Tomorrow, the CW, with Legends of Tomorrow and The Flash and Arrow and Batwoman and Supergirl all coming together. Like, that's the best television ever. So like, when I see that, man, I'm totally just in awe. And not just in awe, like, I feel like I'm in a dream. I feel like, this is it. This is how life should be. Like, are you in that place? That's my itch that I love. That anytime I watch stuff like that, it scratches the itch that I have. And not just that, I like not just with superheroes, but also with animation. So like, I love anything with Pixar and DreamWorks. So like, my favorite movies of all time, of course, is Toy Story, of course. But like The Incredibles, come on now, Wreck-It Ralph. Did y'all see Inside Out, man? Inside Out was phenomenal, man. Like, I love what Pixar does with the animated shorts and with the movies because it's not just for kids. It's a message behind everything that they do. And with Monster Inc. and Bugs Life, like there's always a message that they're trying to bring about, and it's not just for kids. It's for all ages. It's for adults, and that's what I want to do with the Bible. I want to be able to teach the Bible that kind of way, but not just with my mouth. I want to do animation myself. I have my own animation ministry so I could articulate and show the world and all generations after me. Even when they burn all the Bibles and everything, they still going to have this animation production. It's just like Pixar and DreamWorks is in Hollywood. I want this animation production to be there and to talk about all the agendas and everything that Hollywood even has and the media has and just all the stuff, how they, all the brainwashing that we're going through. I want to teach God's truth and tell the world about the Lord because I love the Lord, man. I really do. And that's another itch I have, of course, is that I scratch every single time is when I talk. When I use my gifts and abilities talking about God's word, man. If I didn't, I study the Bible every day, guys. At least on average, 8 hours a day, maybe even 11, like on average. So this is an everyday thing. If I don't do it, I'm going to go crazy, guys. I would be in a mental asylum if I didn't have the word. So but that's beside the point, guys. All I'm trying to say is these are my itches that I need to continually scratch. And if I don't scratch it, man, the itch is eventually going to go away. So you got to do it. What's the whole point of this video, man? You got to do it while you can. You're not going to always be living. You're not going to be here forever. You can't just wait. You can't just sit on your butt. And like I talked about in another video I did, you can't just lay down and stay laid out on your bed. You got to get up. You got to get to work. You got to get busy. You got to do something with your life, man. You got one life to live. And people are just wasting it away. Are you wasting your life? And so this is, God, my brother, man, I feel you, bro, because the whole point of why I gave you everything that I said, the whole spiel is because, This is what you said, man. Man, I'm having a terrible time right now, man. I am too, just because I didn't make the decision as to what I should have majored in college. See, computer science was great to me. Started off making $78,000 right out of college. I've been making $80,000 a year. But you know what? I figured out money ain't everything, man. Everybody's in a different situation. We all got struggles. So don't look at me and say, man, you got it going on. There ain't no struggle. No, the freak, I do. Everybody has struggles based on what you can take, what the decisions you made. We all have different lives. This is mine. It's not fun for me to not be able to do what I love. What I love is the things I told you, the Bible, animation, superheroes, television. That's what I love. 3D animation, 2D animation. I like drawing. I'm an artist. I'm going to throw some drawings up of stuff that I drew when I was 8 and when I was 12 years old. I've always been so good at drawing since I was 5. I've been so good at drawing since I was 5 that, I feel like I'm too good for drawing. So I want to be able to make my drawings real. I want to interact with it. I want it to come alive, because I feel like that's what they're worked. And I have so many ideas, man. And so I'm in a terrible state because I let people, and you said this too, I'm having a hard time with just finding pure joy and discovering who I am. Me too. But I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. You know what you like. You know what you don't like. So you have to try to create the life that you want, because God has called you. Just like God spoke things into existence, you can speak things into your existence right now. So the way life is for you right now, you chose it, man. You decided that. So if you don't like it, you can do something about it. Just like God spoke things into existence, he spoke the sun into existence, he spoke the sea into existence, he breathed life into us with his mouth. We can do the same thing with our lives. So that's my goal. That's my goal every single New Year's resolution I have. And that's my goal for 2020. I'm going to take another step to create the life that I want. See, I already started my YouTube channel. I'm blowing up on social media now, and it's going to keep on growing. But now it's actually getting, if I'm going to be working a 9 to 5, I want to be, if I'm going to be working a 9 to 5, I want to be doing something I love. If I have to work a 9 to 5 my whole entire life, what would I do? I want to work for Pixar and DreamWorks. I would want to do animation. I would want to share my animated ideas and work with people who have even better ideas than me, or, can help me to formulate my ideas. And then that's another thing. I want to work for Pixar and DreamWorks because I can get people who animate to help me with my ministry, help me with the dream that God's called me to do. If I don't do animation, and I just continue to be a QA analyst, a software tester, a software developer, I'm always going to be wishing. There's always going to be an itch there that I'll never scratch. And I have to scratch it. And, my guy right here, man, he said, is it because I haven't moved out on my own and found a job for me? Yes. Yeah, that's why you're not happy, man. That's why you're not having pure joy. Because when you're doing stuff that you hate, and you have a life that you don't want, that somebody chose for you, how can you be happy? And that's the whole point of what I'm trying to say, guys. I let my mom and my dad talk me into a lot of things. And now I got to the place where I'm not going to do that anymore. Why? Because when they pass on and they die, your parents or your friends, whoever told you your dream, or your teacher, and they got you to a place where they thought you should go, when they die, will it be worth it? Could you live with that dream? You know what I'm saying? If you can't live with that dream, just you. You can't. It's not a dream. If you can't live with what they told you should do with your life after they pass on, it's not their life, man. You have to make the decision for yourself. It has to be your choice. It's your life. It's not theirs. They're not going to live it for you. That's the whole point of what I'm trying to say. They can't live your life for you. They won't live your life for you. And if they die before you, it's your life. Take responsibility. You're going to be so mad that you didn't take ownership of your life. Take responsibility. You're going to be so mad you didn't make the decisions and the choices you should have made. And so this is the whole point I'm saying. We don't make the decisions and the choices that you should make right now in your life, you're going to have regret. And it's going to be really bad when those people pass away. that told you should do this, and it doesn't pan out the way that you envisioned, you know. And that's what my dad always told me. He always told me that, you know, if I do QA analyst and be an engineer, I can always fund and pay to do those things. I could do it. But, you know, you can't do everything, man. You got to make a choice. The choices you make in life, you got to make sure you can live with them. And not only that, you can't do everything. You can't do it all. You have to make a decision and be willing and make sacrifices and be okay with, you know, not doing some things. So you have to make a decision as to what it is you're okay with not doing. What are you okay with not doing? And what are you okay with not doing? That don't make sense. What are you okay? What do you have to do and you won't be okay with not doing? You know? So that's the whole point of what I'm trying to say today, guys. Like, what itch do you have? And how are you going to scratch it? What itch do you have and how are you going to scratch it, man? What's the dream? How are you going to get to it? What goals are you going to lay in place this year with your New Year's resolution? Because it's probably just a one-year thing, you know? Like, this year I'm going to do this. This year I'm going to do this. This year I'm going to do this. And eventually, over time, it's brick by brick, guys, you'll build that house. So, like, the brick I built, and the first brick I ever built in 2018, well, it was really not the first ever one, but you guys get what I'm saying. In 2018, my brick was, what did I say? I don't remember. My brick was action / executing. Then 2019, like I said, it was social media / YouTube. And this year, I told you it's animation. So you guys will be seeing some 2D animation on my channel that I create really soon. And perfectly, I get so good at it, I start working for Pixar and DreamWorks. Because guys, right now, I'm a QA analyst. And yes, I make a lot of money, but I came to the conclusion that I don't care how much money I make. And it took me a long time to get to this place because I never would ever say this, you know, until now. But I can make all the money in the world, but if I'm doing something I just like, it's not worth it. You know, I would rather make no money and do something I love because I love it and I'm called to do it. Not just something I love, I'm called to do it. I'm great at it. I'm amazing at it. And yes, I'm pretty good at being a QA analyst. I'm pretty good at being a computer scientist, but like, I'm not the best. I want to be doing what I'm called to do. I want to be doing what I'm the best. Because, you know, if I'm called to do it, I'm the best at it. You know, like motivational speaking. Come on now. Like, I'm a rookie. I'm not even, like somebody said on my YouTube channel, I'm unskilled. I haven't been trained up. And I'm like this already. So, like, this is my gift. This is what I'm naturally great at. So if I'm not doing something I'm naturally great at, then I'm the best at it. That just comes naturally. What's the point? That's how competitive I am, guys. So, like, if I'm doing that, I'll eventually get paid because I'm the best at it. I'm an asset. I'm valuable. More valuable than anybody else. You know, but if I just stay doing something I like and I'm okay at, you know, and I'm not the best at, and I make a lot of money, like, I'll never get to where God called me to be, you know, because it's not all about money. It ain't all about the circumstances that you're going through right now. So, guys, that's why I wanted to do this video, man. What goals do you need to put in place this year for you to get to your goal? What's the first thing? Just remember, it's brick by brick you built the house. You can't just make a house and it's just made already. You gotta take it one step at a time because the foundation ain't right. And not just a foundation. If you mess up one little tittle, well, I don't know what to call it, but if you just mess up one little area of the house, it can come crumbling down. You can't just be lazy. You have to, you know, tread ground lightly. That's one thing I was going to say. But you also have to be diligent, and you also have to really be meticulous as to what you do when you build a house. You have to be careful because lives are at stake. You can kill people. So, guys, I mean, I was going to say, what house are you going to build? But, like, you guys get what I'm saying. You know, what are you going to do this New Year's? You know, write it down in the comment section. Let's share with each other. And, you know, this is probably not going to be seen until 2 years later, 3 years later, 10 years later. Hey, maybe even 120 years later, you know, this video. But still, it still applies, man. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to scratch it, the itch? Or are you just going to let it go? Let it be. Because again, like I said, a lot of people have never scratched the itch that's been itching at them. And because they didn't do that, eventually the itch went away. And when the itch goes away, and you don't scratch it. Because, let's be real, when you scratch it, it's satisfying, man. It's relaxing. It feels good a lot of times when you scratch the itch that's been itching at you. But when you don't scratch it, and you just let the itch go, man, that itch feels awful. It gets worse and worse. It gets more itchy. It's just like messes up and gets your whole body. It messes up your mind. Do you want your life to be like that? Really? You want your life to just always be an itch? And I don't. That's why I did this video, guys. I don't want my life to be like that. So that's why I shared this video with you guys, to answer this guy's question, man. So let me go. Well, it wasn't really a question. He was just expressing himself to me. But yeah, people can sense when you have an itch. People can sense and tell when you're not happy with your life, man. And when you're in the wrong places and you're doing the wrong things, like I talked about in my second YouTube video. Wow, all my videos come together, guys. So if you haven't seen them, you should watch them. But if you're in the wrong places and you're doing the wrong things, and you make the wrong decisions to put yourself in the wrong places doing the wrong things, because that's the only way you'll get in the wrong places. You make the wrong decisions, you did the wrong things to get to that place, to be with the wrong people, and doing the wrong things. How can you be happy? So oh man, I'm not even going to talk about some of y'all. Like, do you want to take steps forward or steps back? And it's all up to you. And it's one brick at a time. So you have to make one choice, one decision, little by little, and be diligent at that. Then you can do the next one. Then you can do the next one. And like I said, all my goals have came together. So my New Year's resolutions for 2018 and 2020, they've all come together. So I'm really excited for this year, especially, man. It's going to be a big year. Animation, man. Let's get it, man. So pray that you guys enjoyed this video, man. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like this video, share this video, share every video you see on my channel, share my channel, like everything on my channel, please. And comment. Please comment. Please comment. I need to know how you feel. I need to know what's going on. Nobody comments. Well, I can't say nobody. I need more comments, okay? Because without you guys, if you don't comment, you don't like this video, if you don't share it, my channel will not grow. I need help. Can somebody help me, please? Please. I need help. I can't grow this channel by myself, so I need help. Guys, I'm trying to do this for a living. That's something else, man. I'm trying to do this for a living. I'm not happy. I'm not happy just having to work a 9 to 5. I don't want to have to work a 9 to 5 at all. This is what I want to be doing for a living. YouTube, motivational speaking. And then if I have to work, like I said, I want to make 2D animations, 3D animations of all the dreams that I have, which I will be sharing with you guys. And I can't wait till you see it. You'll be seeing a lot of animation on this channel. It's going to be totally different than any Christian channel you have ever seen, any Christian channel there would ever be. But I need your help, man. So, and then if you really want to help me, man, I need money, man. I ain't got paid since November. You could send me something on PayPal, man. It's on every video that I'm uploading from now on. So, man, you tell your church, tell anybody if they can support me. I want to preach. I want to preach, man. You think I'm preaching now? No, I'm not. I'm just a guy talking. I'm just a guy telling people about Jesus. I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody who could love anybody. Okay, I'm done with this video. I'm like venting to you guys. It's probably a bad idea. But hey, man, I'm an honest and vulnerable and transparent guy. And I'll always be like that. I can't help it. So talk to you guys later. Please pray for me. I need prayer, as you can see. So, yeah. Deuces, man.